Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of The Peel. This is Justin. That's
episode 1.5, the U.S. Soccer edition of The Peel, but we're talking a little bit about Dynamo.
yes, sir.
I'm Josh as well.
So we were going to keep this strictly U.S. A little bit of Dynamo, but there has been a lot that came out since our last podcast about the Dynamo. Starting with today's news, yes, it was released today. I know we're not breaking it, but it's close enough. Of Cubo Torres. He is no longer with us, thank God. I know Josh is a little sad about that. So
I have mixed feelings on it. I have mixed feelings. We'll go with that there.
So Dynamo decided to loan him out. They loaned him out to the Mexican club Cruz Azul for the remainder of the year. I think it's a good move. I think he was wasting money here. I think he was wasting a DP spot here. So hopefully Cruz picks him up.
Here's how the scenarios can go on this, though, is that he goes for Cruz Azul, and he plays phenomenal. He gets his starting time, he gets some goals with them, and then they want to offer us a hunk of change and sign him.
Good.
But as a Dynamo, if he starts playing really well with them, he goes into form, do they offer him up and take that money?
Yeah, I think you take the money because either way, the guy's not been in form for the Dynamo. And even him coming out off the Mexican side, he still hasn't really fit this team. And I think it's just the personnel that we already have. Do I think we should mold a team around him? Not a chance. I just don't think it works. He's not that good in MLS. He was for Chivas, but this isn't Chivas.
Well, the thing is with Chivas in Houston Dynamo is that he had players that were great on the ball to put the ball where he needed it to score. He hasn't gotten very much playing time with us.
Why do you think that might be? I mean, is it his attitude? Is it his laziness, which we'll talk about in the next article?
I think that he didn't fit in the Owen Coyle era, and he's not fitting in the Wade Barrett era.
I just don't think he plays. I don't think his heart's in it. At least for the MLS, I think his
Why
end goal.
should his heart be in it? He hasn't had any real playing time.
Then it must be something he's showing on the practice pitch.
You spend that much money on a player, you need to start him 5, 6, 7 games in a row. Let him play the full 90. Let him play, and see what he can do.
See, Josh or David Guzzi, you got us arguing. Thanks.
And see, and honestly, I think that they should have played him more. I really do think that they should have just let him have some more chances, let him play a little bit more, and then see what else he can do. He has not had enough playing time with us. But now, however, though, if the Dynamo let him go to Cruz Azul permanently, what do they do now?
You try to make a splash in the offseason. Granted, our transfer window kind of sucks compared to the European transfer window because it's 2 different times. The good players are already gone. I think maybe you let it ride till the middle of next summer. You try to get somebody that's kind of a stopgap until then. Just kind of stop whatever bleeding that I think might happen next year.
You do everything you can in your power to sign someone big. If you're going to get some more people to sign for their season tickets, including myself, Justin, you need to have something huge happen during this offseason.
His stats say it all, though. Yes, you say he hasn't gotten playing time, but still, in 11 appearances and 4 starts, he has 1 assist.
It hasn't been consistent enough. It hasn't been consistent enough for me.
Regardless, appearances or starts, you need to make the best of what little time you're getting.
His starts and appearances, it hasn't been consistent enough. He's been with us for well over a year now, and that's the amount that he's had, for us playing. And honestly, that was... And then we didn't even get him until June or July of the year that we signed him. He was... Yeah, last year, because he was...
Yeah, but don't you think if you're touting this guy as being the next big deal in Houston, you would have thrown him on the pitch? You would have tried to get him some time? There has to be...
Hell yeah!
And
put him in the pitch,
They can't tell me...
Put him on the
pitch.
They
can't tell me he was not match fit ready in the middle of the season.
He wasn't. He wasn't match fit ready.
He got called.
He sat on Chivas' bench in Guadalajara majority of the time that he was there. Trying to get him that trial there. He sat on the bench there. It pulled him out of form, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Man.
But... So this is a quote from Matt Jordan. After careful consideration as a club and following discussions with Eric, we feel at this time He will benefit from a fresh environment going on loan with Cruz Azul. Also, he also goes on to say, we will be monitoring his progress and wish him well while he's away on loan. Now, Cruz, like Josh said, does hold an option to execute a permanent transfer at the end of the loan. And I wish he does. I'm not a fan of Kubo, and I think maybe this is the start of something better for us.
So with this being said, if they sell Kubo, they need to have something huge, huge, happen for them, because you're gonna lose your supporters, you're gonna lose your fans, you're gonna lose your supporters.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I think it draws a question mark for me.
Yeah.
With this Cruz Azul, because there's so many outcomes that can happen with it. We need to see something positive that happens with it, though.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. Is that whether they get him back and he's in form and he starts playing really well for us? Because I do think that he wasn't in form when he came back for us.
No.
He was
not
in form with us.
Still, being the youngest guy on the team, it shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't take you a year to get back into form almost.
I'm so pissed off that I did not get a chance to see the robot live.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I don't
still
think
really mad. It doesn't
I
look
think
like
a lot
I'm
of
gonna
people
see
are pissed
it.
off.
Doesn't
and I
look
think
like
it's
it's
also
heading in
Mexico.
that. Doesn't look like it's heading in that direction that I want
it just popped up on here, and I totally didn't realize it. During the Summer Olympics, he made 2 appearances and 1 start. No stats. Just saying. I'm just saying. So, with that being said, Keeper Notes, our friends over at Keeper Notes put out a really good article. We posted it to our page earlier this week about essentially the state of the Dynamo. Who is the Dynamo right now? Who is their organization? What are they standing for? And where to go forward from here?
I don't even think they know.
And I don't.
I don't even think they know at the moment. I think
our friend Kyle Nowotny wrote the article for Keeper Notes. It's a really good, in-depth, and it pretty much says everything we want to say as a fan. And I was telling Josh, what stands out to me the most, and it's one sentence in this whole thing. Houston Dynamo is a failing organization. And they are. They just are. Nothing they did this year has made any sense. They haven't communicated well. They don't tell you where they're going from move to move, what the reasoning behind it. They just do it. They still did not give a full explanation of Giles Barnes, which is also in here. So we're going to start off. Everything about this Dynamo organization is floundering, directionless, and uncommunicative. It's true. Josh knows it. I know it. You know it as fans. It's horrible. They don't tell you why they're doing a damn thing this year. Let's start off with Leonel Miranda. To me, I thought it was a good loan, good move. It was going to help.
But they didn't keep him around.
No.
And I mean, honestly, I saw a lot of potential in Lino Miranda.
Yeah.
I looked at him as like another James Rodriguez from Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at him like a younger version of that.
They looked at trying to extend his previous loan. They weren't able to come to terms with his transfer fee, and then he was released immediately from Independiente. Don't quote me on how to say them. I'm horrible with Latin names. On a free once he returned to Argentina. As soon as he was released, couldn't work out the deal with the Dynamo. He signs with a first level club in Argentina. It's not like the guy was out of work for long. The guy should still be a Dynamo. He should. They should have offered him a contract. He was decent. I don't think he was great, but he was decent. He was better than what we currently have.
So they need to continue to focus with Manotas. They need to keep him on this pitch, And honestly, we've signed a couple players from Rio Grande Valley. By the way, if you have not noticed, Rio Grande Valley is actually on an historic run in USL at the moment. They're on 10 games unbeaten, back to back. Historic. They hold that record now. This team is second in the Western Conference in that league. You need to start looking into your affiliates and calling players up.
We will get into that hopefully next week after the SKC match. We're going to get into the tours a little bit, tell you about the studs that you should pay attention to, the guys that are kind of just there, and let you be a well-formed Dynamo fan so so when somebody's trying to trash talk you like a Dallas fan and a bar, you can throw stats their way.
By the way, I did mention that Dallas did not win any U.S. Open Cups, by the way. And I appreciate Guzzi at pointing that out. They actually won the 97 U.S. Cup. But honestly...
What does it matter? Dallas sucks and nobody
FC
likes
Dallas. Who gives a crap anyways?
Actually, sorry, we're both wrong. Again, it's not even in Dallas. It's in Frisco.
It's actually in Frisco. Let's get it
so,
right.
Going back to the Keeper Notes article, David Rocha. Did you hear of him? Did he play any minutes? The answer would be no. They got him.
So much potential.
They got him on loan. They released him. Hasn't played at all. Still hasn't fit the team. He only lasted half a season. So, that's where that one stands. Then you got Giles Barnes. I don't remember if I really went into Giles Barnes. I still think the move was kind of stupid. You pay a guy big money in the offseason because he performs for you last year, and then you let him go. People fair to forget he was injured at the beginning of the year. He got a call-up, but he was still tied for second in goals this year.
As much as it breaks my heart to see him go, I can understand the decision, though, because of how much cap space he's released. Yes, he's a decent player. He's not that worthy of that much cap space on our squad.
Yeah.
Because from what that move had sold me was that they're going to focus on the future.
Yeah, but he could have been your future guy going forward.
He was our future guy in 2012. He was our future guy in 2012 when he first signed with us.
That's true.
Yeah, and I saw the potential from him. And yes, he went on to do an amazing job for us after that.
This article also goes into Torres. We already talked about him this podcast. But there seems to be an ongoing trend about laziness. Now, whether that goes back to the Mexico side or the Dynamo side or whatever team he's on, it's an ongoing trend with this guy. Those two, Eric Cubo Torres and laziness, are synonymous with each other. And as much as I don't like to admit it, because I want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, he's not given me anything this year to feel any differently about that. So, you have all this cap room now. Especially, hypothetically, if Cruz Azul picks him up after the loan, that frees up more money. So, what do you want to see from Matt Jordan? Do you even want to see Matt Jordan here as the GM? Do you even want to see Chris Canetti here?
The thing I want to see from Matt Jordan and Chris Canetti right now is response. Why are you making these moves? Where are you going with this club? What's going to happen now?
Where do you see yourself? Because, look, we already know next year right now is the unknown. But let's say 3 years from now, is this team going to win a cup? Is this team even going to compete for compete for a playoff position and not be in last place?
We're in dire needs of making a playoff push next year.
I mean,
dire needs of making a playoff
going
push.
to the stadium. I mean, I remember last year there was a pretty good crowd. It's becoming sad, and I know for the most part, probably the guys that listen to this, they're the ones that show up day in and day out, at BBVA. But it shouldn't be you being on a winning track or not to show up. The only way this team's going to make difference is by, unfortunately, as much as we bust our rear ends for our money, they need it.
We're in Houston, though.
Yeah.
We're in Houston, though. We know how our fan base is. Which, as bad as it is, I show up to every game.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the score is. I've seen us get annihilated at home multiple times, and it sucks, But honestly, I think that we need a better fan support on that. Show up to the games, even when we're down in the dirt. That's where they need us.
So Chris had emailed us earlier this week, one of our pretty good listeners. He brought up Tyler Derrick. Tyler Derrick, we have found out, is made of glass. How do you go down to a second-tier team and get hurt when you're there, number one, to rehab? At this point, do you just make Joe Willis your starter?
Absolutely.
Instead of playing a confidence game with him?
Absolutely. You don't take that chance. I know that Tyler Derrick is a homegrown player for us, but I don't think
you've got to go with the hot hand. And
go with the person who's in form right now.
Yes, Joe Willis gave up goals.
Yeah, he's made mistakes. So's Tyler Derrick.
But Tyler Derrick's also hurt. So, I mean,
Tyler Derrick's made some really bad, dumb decisions at the beginning of the season.
He has. Also, another question Chris emailed us. He asked about Alex's contract. Your guess, honestly, is as good as mine. Josh and I looked. We were all over Google.
So
all we could find out is his guaranteed money.
That contract was an undisclosed contract. They didn't discuss how long he was here with us or anything like that. My guess is maybe he's got one more season here. I don't know. I mean, we didn't really give anything great for him. We gave Jason Johnson, who was a rookie. We traded for him. So maybe he's got one more season, but honestly, that's our MVP right now. They need to be.
Yeah, I think you throw some money his way. Yeah. I mean, obviously you got
as a leadership role because you're not going to have Ricardo Clark around forever. You're not going to have those leaders around.
And
forever.
honestly, I mean, yeah, Clark's still playing at a really high level, but he can't play forever.
He can't
I
play
mean, look
forever.
at
He's got
Beasley.
a couple more seasons.
Beasley has knees that are made of glass now. I mean, I love Beasley. I still love watching him play. He still makes moves better than three-quarters of this league when it comes to defense. But the guy's old. He can't play much longer. You've got to start making these moves now, not start staying on the guys you have that are older. I mean, look at baseball. Look at the turnover on players in baseball. They've got to make some moves. So we're going to go, and, since this is technically the U.S. Soccer edition, we're going to transition, make this an easy transition, about the Dynamo's own international call-up right now, their only international call-up, and that's Boniek Garcia. He played yesterday against Canada. Really didn't do much. He was subbed on the 70th minute.
Great. He looked great when he was on the pitch, though. I did enjoy what I saw of Boniek on the pitch. I really did.
He has 3 starts so far in the round, which isn't bad. This round he has 1 goal. Total though, it's not looking all that good. He's made 112 appearances, 3 goals, 12 assists, 9 yellow cards. He made his first Honduras debut back in July 2nd of 2005. It's kind of just average. I mean, he did win the Central America Championship with them. It crossed over to 2 years from 2010 2011. That's pretty much it on the stats of Boniek. I feel for him next week.
So do you think that Honduras is gonna make a push for a World Cup spot, and is Boniek going to be a part of that?
I don't see it, because here's who Honduras has to play on the 7th. They play Mexico. Mexico, as much as I hate the Mexican national team, I don't hate Mexicans. I'm not Donald Trump. I just hate the national team. They play Mexico, and as much as I hate them, they're still a nasty team to play.
Yeah, they're tough. Yeah, they're tough right now.
Us being U.S. supporters, of course, I want to see them lose every day. I would love if they played every day and lost. But it's Mexico. We know they're good. They're probably one of the best teams.
But however, though, I think that they're going to make it into the Hex. The Hex group,
guess who? If we win out, we're going to end up playing them November 11th.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But the thing is, too, is that Canada's still technically in this.
Yes.
So I think if Mexico outscores a Honduran side on home soil by 6 goals,
something like that.
The goal difference is 6 goals.
Yeah.
If Canada scores 3, and Mexico scores 3 against Honduras, Canada is going to take that hexagonal group, that hexagonal spot, that last spot with Mexico. So. It really depends on how well that goes out,
So, transitioning from the Dynamo to U.S. soccer, I have 2 words for you. Bruce Springsteen. All right, now yesterday we had a pretty competitive match against St. Vincent. I'm being totally sarcastic.
Very close one there.
There was nothing whatsoever that was competitive about that match.
3 goals in the first half, 3 goals in the second half. So, guys, it was an absolute romping. Yeah. The only thing I would have to say with that is the first half we looked phenomenal. Second half started a little rocky. St. Vincent was playing for a lot of pride. They got 2 disallowed goals that were offside, but that's what it took for them to get a goal.
Coming right out of the locker room, it was weird. We played dominant in the first half, and we just came out flat. But that only lasted for those 2 shots.
Did you notice that when we changed the tide, they had Christian Pulisic and Sasha Kleshin on the field immediately right after that? Yes.
Can't lie. I told you guys last time I was a Union fan. Not a fan of him outside of international play, but God, did he step in a big way yesterday for the U.S. It was
so
pretty fun.
Breaking down this game really fast, we had in the first half, Bobby Wood scored the first goal on 28th minute.
Yep.
Beautiful goal. Matt Beasler followed
it. Out of nowhere.
Graham Zusi with the assist.
Yeah, it was
dipping in into Beasler's feet. That was awesome. And then Josie Altidore,
let me get into Josie real quick, okay? So 5 minutes into the match, he goes down, and the only thing on my mind is, oh no, not again. Not again.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, you could tell he was embellishing it a little bit for a card. You know, I don't even know if they ended up pulling a card for that, but it was worrisome.
Well, don't even if that's the case, Josie, don't waste your time doing that because all you're doing right now is scaring us. We need you in a major tournament again.
Yeah, you're giving us a heart attack.
Yeah, you're giving us a heart attack. You know,
Yeah.
Don't do that again. Anywho, second half, you know, we started off a little rocky.
Yep.
St. Vincent had 2 offside goals. This allowed for them. It wasn't until about the 71st minute that Christian Pulisic had a goal against Sasha with a Sasha Kleshin assist. And then right after that, Sasha Kleshin with an assist from Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, I mean
And then wait, hang on, let me
Yeah,
finish
yeah.
again. Hang on. Christian Pulisic again in the 92nd minute off
Yep.
a Sasha Kleshin assist
Yep.
again.
It-
So those two right there, maybe link them up a little bit more in future games. Yeah, absolutely.
They were the second half. That was it.
Absolutely.
That was the second half.
You have a player such as Sasha Kleshin coming back onto the U.S. national team after years of absence. He's leading MLS right now with the league assist right now, and then he comes in first game, gets himself a goal and 2 assists.
Yeah.
And then Christian Pulisic, who's playing phenomenal right now, gets himself 2 goals and an assist.
So let me put this in your mind on how dominating we really were. 12 shots to 1. 12 shots to 1. Let that sink in.
We did play against, that was our second meeting against them. We've outscored them 12 goals to 1 now in 2 meetings. So, St. Vincent, we appreciate you guys continuing your stride and fighting for your pride, but,
Sorry.
you win some, you lose some.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry, guys.
Yeah, it was it was fun.
So anywho, let's go into the game on Tuesday against a really, really good Trinidad and Tobago side right now. This team has 9 MLS players on their squad at the moment. They've outscored their last games in this Group C, 13 goals to 5 right now. That's a really, really good Trinidad and Tobago. Probably the best Trinidad and Tobago team I've seen ever. The players to watch out for right now is Jovan Jones. He's scored 4 goals in his last 3 appearances.
Wow.
In the entire group stage.
Wow.
Yeah. These guys, if you get the ball to Jovan Jones, he's going to put it in the back of the net.
Yep.
So that's where we're going to need Matt Beasler and Jeff Cameron to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, honestly, I think that USA is still going to shut them out on Tuesday. I really do think
we'll
that
get
we're
into
going to come in
predictions later,
strong.
but
yeah.
I mean,
We'll get.
I don't know. So for lineups though, I mean, you have Pulisic who just destroyed whatever back line St. Vincent had.
Does he get the start? Do you say he's going to get the start?
I would, and I would start Kleshin. The only thing is, where's that leave out the door at this point? I mean,
Well, why would Altidore not start and Bobby Wood would?
that's true.
I mean, you got 3
I know.
strikers in form at the moment.
Okay, let me
What do you
throw you
do?
this. We didn't really see all that much of Jordan Morris. He came in the 72nd minute.
Yeah,
The guy's tearing it up in MLS.
He's doing great in MLS right now, but how well does he fit into this U.S. squad right now at the moment?
I honestly think what hurts him the most is his snub from Copa. I think if he would have played the Copa, it would have been a totally different beast of what Jordan Morris would be right now internationally.
Well, yeah, I can understand that too. I would have. He does have a lot of hustle on the ball. I don't see him starting. I depending on how well this game goes, I don't see him getting to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I see him being
off
a
the
late,
bench.
not maybe a late
yeah,
sub,
maybe
but
our
like
last sub,
60
yeah.
to 70 minute sub. Especially you still need to baby out the door. Last thing you want to do is get him out of this round of qualifiers, have him go into the hexagonal hurt. That's the last thing. I think you let him play about 50 to 60 minutes
Yeah.
against Trinidad.
Yeah, he's gonna
Put somebody else in.
He'll start. Yeah, Josie out the door will definitely get the start. I see him. I see Josie out the door pushing for it. Josie out the door is on fire right now with Toronto. He's scored 5 goals in his last 7 games for Toronto.
Yeah,
he's unstoppable. Unfortunately, one of those goals were against Dynamo. But anywho, that was on another subject. And he's missed the World Cup.
Yeah.
He's missed the Copa America. This guy is going to be hungry, wanting to play with us.
Okay, let me ask you, what happens if he does get hurt? Is this the last time he gets called up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't take that chance with him anymore. You know, I would do a quote unquote retire him from the United States. Yeah.
Staying on that,
give him that last game, but
then what do you also do if we're talking about the older players? Dempsey has an irregular heartbeat. The guy should not even be thinking about playing soccer for the next however many months. Where do you go with him?
I put him on the back burner. They don't need him at the moment. They really don't.
At this point, is he even on the mind of Klinsmann going into the World Cup?
Depends on where he's sitting at next year. I don't see him recovering by the end of the year.
No, I don't either.
I don't see him touching the pitch again. He's going to miss the rest of the season probably with Seattle. He won't make it to the hexagonal this year. Maybe if he starts his season off strong with Seattle next year, if he's even playing again, you know, he'll be in that second part of the hex next year in June. He can definitely play with them. You'll be strong if he comes back out, but he's also up there in age. Is it even worth it to try to see him in a World Cup again? You know?
So let me throw another name out there. Kyle Beckerman. Yesterday, I like the guy. I've always liked the guy.
Kyle Beckerman was only on the pitch because Michael Bradley didn't make the trip.
This is true. But again, you were playing St. Vincent. He was kind of non-existent. He got burned on a few balls yesterday. Where do you go from this? Do you let him play the hexagonal? I could be completely honest. He's not making the World Cup team.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, they're up there in age, you know. Some of the players on this squad was really making me scratch my head. Definitely, Beckerman, I like him on the squad, but the game yesterday, I didn't really think that he was really a big part of it. He did give the ball away a few times, which was causing the first half of the second half, the first part of the second half to start off kind of rocky for us.
And Graham Zusi, out of nowhere, decided to play another good match for the U.S. because the last couple he hadn't been that good. Yeah, he looked about 10 years younger yesterday.
Yeah. I really think that Graham Zusi and Matt Beasler are both playing a lot better for U.S. than they are for SKC at the moment.
Yeah.
Because Graham Zusi did assist that Matt Beasler goal. That was awesome.
That little chip in. I don't know another way to explain it, but he almost put it at the foot of Beasler, bounced off a couple St. Vincent guys, but Beasler handled it well. He was ready for that.
Real fast, going back to what scratches my head is, and I would really like to hear our viewers email us. What's your thought on Jurgen calling Chris Wondolowski back up?
Let's not. You opened that one. I don't, still to this day, understand why Wondo has been called up the last however many times. I don't even know why he was called up for the last World Cup. It doesn't make sense. His last good World Cup was South Africa.
I still haven't forgiven him after missing that goal in Belgium. You know, and I don't think that he should ever play for USA again.
And then he gets the...
And don't get me wrong, because I was a huge Wondo fan back in 2012 when he led the league in goals and set that record, but he's been non-existent since.
Do you want to know what pretty much sealed the deal for me? The stupid foul he put on Messi during the Copa.
Oh, well, that was
the worst foul you could put on.
that was just dumb. That's what you get for starting him, though.
Because the refs are going to baby Messi.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's nothing against Messi. Messi's probably my favorite international player. Okay, but when you're playing somebody of that caliber, why draw a foul that stupid, knowing you're going to get a card? Messi's going to make it from that far out. It's an automatic for him. So, hopefully he never gets called up again. I would totally be okay if he doesn't even start or touch the pitch against Trinidad.
I would be perfectly fine with that.
You know who was a standout other than the normal guys of Pulisic and Kleshchin and those guys? Probably Acosta out of Dallas.
Yeah, Kellen Acosta,
the guy, it looked like he was still trying to find his way a little bit, but there was potential there. And I like what I'm seeing with this potential. I think it's going to work well going, from here on forward. It's showing that these young guys are good. and
We love-
Klinsman needs to see this.
We love you on the U.S. squad. We hate you for Frisco, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can
Screw
suck
FC Frisco.
Another player though on that back line, Jeff Cameron. Did you know that Jeff Cameron was the most sought out player for transfer deadline day?
Yeah.
And he stayed with Stoke City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean this guy right now is just amazing.
How old is Cameron, by the way?
Oh man,
I don't remember his age.
he's in his early 30s at the most. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Born in 85.
85. Yeah, there you go.
So he seems to still has it. Yedlin yesterday. Let me talk about his speed. I don't think I've ever seen a guy for the U.S. match his speed in a while. The guy was fast.
DeAndre Yedlin's always been fast. That's my favorite thing about DeAndre Yedlin is that fool can run across the pitch.
Bobby Wood also
Extremely
had a
fast.
really good match yesterday. I mean, you know, scoring the first goal, he was there on a lot of plays in the first half. Kind of fell apart in the second half, was kind of
The
non-existent.
thing is with Bobby Wood is that he knows that he can get in behind that defense. He's so fast up top.
Yeah.
That's why him and Clint Dempsey had such a great pairing together in the
Yeah.
Copa. So I would like to continue to see Bobby Wood with Fabian Johnson either behind him or Sasha Kleshtin.
Yeah.
You know, because that way Bobby Wood can get behind that defense, get the ball where it needs to be, or either pull the defense out wide to stretch them out.
Yeah.
Get another attacking player, and there's such a Josie Altidore.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of wish we would have played Trinidad prior to St. Vincent, because St. Vincent's going to blow your ego up a little bit. Yeah, you just came off a 6-0 win. Trinidad plays hard. Not saying we're going to lose or anything like that, but it's a different. Hopefully they don't let how big they beat, St. Vincent get in their heads. I don't want that to happen.
I don't see it happening because, honestly, the last time we played against Trinidad, it was a 0-0 draw in Trinidad and Tobago, and now we're hosting them.
Yeah.
So I don't see them really posing too much of a threat. I really think that this USA team, honestly, I thought they performed well in the Copa except for the third place game.
Yeah.
But I think that they do come out at home right now. They're in a bind. They were in a bind. Technically, they're still, haven't officially qualified, but
yeah.
Goal differential would change that.
Yeah.
Now we're really just truly playing for first place
Mm-hmm.
in this next game.
Yeah.
And we need to show them that we're in Group C. We're going to own this group and go into the Hex and play against Mexico next.
Yeah.
Strong. So
Yeah.
So continue this stride. Destroy this team at home.
Speaking of the hexagonal, it's just something that popped in my mind real quick. I don't know how many of you guys watched the broadcast on the English version of BN Sports, but they were interviewing Jurgen Klinsmann, and he straight called out CONCACAF and FIFA on how stupid it is that they did the draw already for the hexagonal when there's still games to be played in the fourth round. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, it does. It kind of sets up USA as like we're kind of a shoe-in, which I can understand
Great.
that.
I'm glad
But you
we're
know what?
shoo-ins. But
Honestly,
what about everybody else? Yeah.
What about everybody else? That kind of makes us look a little bad. Personally,
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, oh, well, they're just gonna expect that USA is just gonna stroll up in there. Guess what, guys? We actually had ourselves issues.
Yeah.
Guatemala could have easily qualified, and we could have missed out on the
Yeah.
World Cup. Think about that for just a second. We could have missed out on the Hex. We're not even in the hexagonal group yet.
Yeah.
And we struggled.
And
to get
remember,
out of the
we didn't play that well the first fourth round game either. It didn't look that pretty.
I agree. Yeah, I do agree.
There was a lot of questions that were left open with that draw. Wasn't the draw against Trinidad?
The draw was against Trinidad.
Yeah.
It was in Trinidad. Yeah, that was the draw.
Yeah. It was one of those wake up calls that I hope, and that's when we were all calling for Jurgen's head. At that point,
I'm never gonna get off the Jurgen wagon.
I'm not either.
I'm hyped on Jurgen right now. I
mean,
love him to death. I think he's smart. Some of the call ups, were questionable, but what the hell is he thinking calling up Wondolowski and not Julian Green?
I'm gonna tell you guys now. You're gonna hear us bitch and complain about Wondolowski as long as he's on this roster. Because it makes no sense whatsoever why he's still there. I don't know if he still thinks this is 2002 or 2010 in South Africa. It's not, Jurgen. Get off the Wando train. Please, do us all a favor and get off the train. It'll be a pretty easy stop. You have plenty of other stops, like players, that will fill that role without a question, and will be better than Wando ever was.
Anywho, enough bitching about Wando from us.
There you go, Goozy. We did it for you.
Do you say Darlington Nagbe gets getting playing time in this next game? He's in form right now for Portland.
We're getting to the point now, and I'd rather have this problem than not have this problem. You have strikers and forwards that are in form that are good when you're overloaded on them. That's not a bad. That's not a bad thing
at all. That's not a bad thing at all.
But it's getting to where, well, who do you really start? Right now, Pulisic's already a shoo-in with the 2 goals he had and the way he set up Question. Question has to play.
Yeah,
I don't know where you play him with a crowded attacking area that you have. I don't know where you fit him in on all that. It's hard.
Christian Pulisic, he's gonna play. He'll get some playing time this next game. I'm still on the fence. We're definitely got to see more of Sasha Kljestan.
Yeah.
My gosh, Sasha Kljestan right now is just unstoppable.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's good, and It's not like he's a young guy, but he's playing better than some of the younger guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He is playing. Yeah, he is playing better. I mean, he's
don't like him.
He's one of their veterans, though.
I still don't like him when it comes to
New York
because
the Red Bulls.
the Harrison, New Jersey Red Cows are trash to me. So
they are.
That's how that stands.
Yeah. But you gotta give them credit where credit's due.
Yeah, you gotta give them credit.
Yeah, you gotta give them credit where credit's due. He's leading our league right now with the assist, and he's almost carrying New York Red Bulls at the moment with Bradley Wright Phillips up top with them. So, anywho, guys.
All right, guys, and as we promised, we did want to bring on a guest. Try to get our show broadened a little bit. Try to get to more people. We're bringing on the American Outlaws president of the Houston chapter, Megan. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Welcome to our show.
Yeah, we're still new, so you might only have like 4 people to listen to this, but
no worries.
It is what it is. So, Megan, what is AO? That's kind of we all know. But explain to our guys, what is AO and what kind of impact do they have on game days? Because we know.
So AO is the largest supporters group for the men and the women's team. We show up in large numbers, thousands and thousands of us, for almost every game, regardless if it's here in the U.S. or out. We've showed up in really big numbers, and we stand there and chant for 90 minutes, regardless if we're winning or we're losing.
The bounce off that point, there was a decent amount of AO there, St. Vincent. I mean, granted, the stadium only holds, I think, like 9,000. But there was, I want to say, close to 30 or 40 of them out there. And I mean,
that's
awesome.
Decent. That's awesome, yeah.
Decent
that's actually really good, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember at the Copa, we had like 3,000.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Oh, man, yeah. So, about how many members do you think that we have in the chapter here in Houston?
So we roughly have about over 500 members in Houston. Our membership chairman, Jeff, does a phenomenal job of getting people to sign up at watch parties. So keep those memberships rolling in, guys.
We're not going to lie. I mean, we go to a lot of the watch parties, and he talks to everybody. We love the guy. I mean, he is probably the friendliest person.
Well, since you did bring up about people other people interested, how do they go about becoming a member?
So you can go to theamericanoutlaws.com/membership, and you can sign up via computer, or you can come out to one of our viewing parties, and we're always signing people up there. For men's games, we're at Lucky's Pub downtown, and for the women's, we're at the Phoenix on Westheimer.
All right, so to get a little bit more personal perspective, how long have you been a member of AO, and what brought you to AO?
So I've been an AO member since the World Cup in South Africa. My older brother took me to viewing parties, and I was pretty much hooked ever since. The atmosphere for me in AO is absolutely positive. Nothing negative to say about them. I've got friends all over this country that I know if I'm traveling alone or if I'm with friends, I can always call up somebody in a city that I'm in to see them. a couple years ago, actually, was in Baton Rouge, and their president met up with us and took us out to lunch. And that's, what I like. We can do stuff outside of game day, and so that's why AO is so positive to me.
It's a pretty big family. I mean, have we ever had an issue ever?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not. No, we actually look at each other as family.
And I've got to say, on game days, it's amazing. I've never been to an atmosphere like that. Our tailgates are crazy. They're fun. You'll meet people from all over the country, all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
We had AO London.
AO London.
Match here for the Copa.
With Diego. Yeah, that was incredible. Guys, honestly, for those viewers that are listening that are somewhat soccer fans, honestly, if you ever decide to just go to an AO watch party, do all the chants with them, it'll change your entire mind about viewing soccer. It gets you more involved. It makes you feel like you're a part of something with them, and it's something that to be very passionate about.
Whether you're at a game or at Lucky's or the Phoenix on Westheimer, when the whole pub starts doing chants, especially when the team is winning, I can't explain the atmosphere. It's the best situation I've ever been in my life, especially like when the women were in the World Cup final. Lucky's, you couldn't find a place to stand. It was that packed, and the whole place doing chants and screaming. It's something that's not matched anywhere else in the sports world.
Yeah, you'll never have a repeat of it. So honestly, Megan's gonna be joining us at the game on Tuesday. How excited are you for the game, Megan?
So excited!
Yeah.
I absolutely love traveling to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite cities to attend games in. So I'm so excited. Despite whatever weather they're calling, it's gonna be a good time.
What do you think the score is gonna be?
Well, a definite win.
Oh, of course,
Let's hope
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to stay positive, especially after that 6-0 win we just came off of. I know TNT is a completely different team, but just definitely hoping for a win.
What do you think? Give us what you think the score is going to be and your standout star. I mean, I know you caught some of the game yesterday. Who do you think's your standout star? Other than what your heart says, because us two here already knows what it's going to say.
Sorry.
I think everybody knows that. No, oh gosh.
Remember, we drew against them the last game.
I'm definitely hoping Christian gets a start, and I'd like to see him shine. I'm definitely excited for these young guys.
Give us a
score. Let's say 2-1.
2-1, who's your standout?
Christian Pulisic.
Christian,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
I'm probably around the same boat. I'm going to go 2-1 because there's just something in me, and I'm probably wrong. I mean, I'm wrong about a lot of things. I'm going to say 2-1. Christian is the star of that. I think Howard gives up an easy one because I love Howard, but he's been doing it a little bit in Colorado. He's been giving up easy goals. My standout again is Christian. And no, not because we have a bet on it, but I honestly think he's going to shine.
Personally, for me, I'm going to go Lexi Lawless here and say, you know what, 3-0, USA puts a stomp, possession all us, just rocks this team when they come in here.
Did you really have to bring on Lexi?
Oh, gotta bring up Lexi Lawless.
If we can only get him in on the show.
Oh my goodness, that would be incredible. I would probably wouldn't even be able to interview him because I'd just be like so starstruck.
Oh God.
Anywho, my standout star is gonna be I as far as our bet goes, it's Josie Altidore, but I gotta go with Sasha Kljestan. I really do, man. That game is St. Vincent and Grenadines. Honestly, I say that he's going to get himself either a goal or a couple assists in this Trinidad Tobago game.
Bouncing off Kljestan, I'm gonna say something. Any of you who actually watches Orange is the New Black, tell me he doesn't look like Porn Stash. I want to hear some comments on that because he does.
He does totally have the '80s porn star stash. Yes, he does have that going for him.
So,
that's great.
Let's talk about our little bet here, Josh. How you feeling right now? You sweating a little bit?
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No.
In case you guys weren't aware, after we did our Facebook Live yesterday, Christian comes on and scores 2 goals yesterday. 2. With no yellow cards. Altidore is always pretty much good for getting in the ref's ear or on the ref's bad side. So right now I'm winning 2-1 on goal difference.
They know the bet, correct?
Yeah, we know the bet. So we'll go over it again.
Just a refresher. So I got Josie out the door. He's got he's got Christian Pulisic.
How do I point that?
He's got Christian Pulisic. Whoever scores the most goals will win the bet. Now, however, the kicker to the bet, though, is that yellow cards cancel out a goal. So right now he's up 2-1 for me. And the loser of the bet has to wear an FC Dallas shirt.
Yep, and we got to get our pictures taken.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be posted on our personal Facebooks and on the Peel.
It won't be me because Josie Outdoor is going to get himself a hat trick this game.
Hopefully, with the way the season's going, the Dynamo do watch parties at pubs around the city. We're going to try to do a live post-game podcast from whatever pub they're at, as long as that pub has Wi-Fi. We are kind of broke, so there's no way we can actually afford a wireless hotspot, and I'm not running up my data. So
we, eventually, we will get to the live podcast or a live show because we do want to answer some questions live, and also we do want to say real fast, thank you for listening.
Yes.
All the responses we've had over the week has been fantastic.
It's been positive. It's been more than what we've expected.
Goozy, thank you for your feedback. We really appreciate that so much. That really helps us out a lot.
Chris the other day sent us an email. Trevor watching our live feed.
Watching our live feed. Real fast, speaking about live feed, guys, also stay on your Facebook pages during the Tuesday game. We're going to do a tailgating live check-in. Get some interviews with some of the other AO members. We're going to do a halftime check-in and then a post-game check-in with our thoughts on the game.
We're also going to do some check-ins on the road trip out there. It's a long drive. It's a 12-hour drive to Jacksonville from Houston. We have a big, huge Ford party bus that I will be driving, so you'll only probably be getting a profile of me. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to see Josh's full face if you guys really want to see that. And it's better than mine, so it's okay.
If you haven't already, like us on Facebook, The Peel. Follow us on Twitter, The Peel 05.
Yep.
Email us your questions at thepeel2005@gmail.com.
Also, this one that we're recording today will first be loaded up on SoundCloud, and then following that YouTube, depending on how long it takes to process. So definitely follow us on SoundCloud. You'll be able to take it wherever you go. I know the YouTube stuff, you can't turn your phone off or it cuts off, but definitely follow us on SoundCloud. We tried to make it easier for everybody, try to get a bigger audience. Also, with that being said, if you have friends that are soccer fans, especially Dynamo fans and US fans, please, please, please try to share us out there. We want to try to get big. We're never going to charge anybody for this. It's all for fun. We do this out of the love for the team and for fun. So try to push us out there. I mean, we're going to ask a little bit of you, but, it's pretty awesome. We enjoy doing it. We are going to start a little segment at the very end of our shows because we're old enough. We like to drink. We don't drink crappy beer. We drink pretty good beer. Josh, what are you drinking on today?
Man, I am drinking a beer brewed from Karbach here in Texas called Vice Versa. It's a white beer. It's very smooth. Very, very light, very smooth for a craft beer. I love it. It's one of my go-to beers.
Now, maybe not here in Houston because, it's summer for almost 10 months a year here. But they have started releasing the pumpkin-flavored stuff. I'm a big pumpkin guy. I'm also a big Dogfish House guy, or Dogfish head guy, because I did grow up almost right near the brewery back home in Delaware. They did release their 2016 Pumpkin Ale, and that is what I'm sipping on. It is probably the best that they've put out. Not too heavy on the nutmeg, perfect with the cinnamon, perfect with the pumpkin flavor. It's pretty awesome. But again, thanks for listening, guys. This is pretty much the end.
Seriously, guys, we're going to do our next podcast probably next Saturday after the Dynamo game in Kansas City. Email us your questions. Email us your thoughts. Give us something to answer. We appreciate you, Chris, for sending us some email about
and Trevor,
you have. Yeah.
If you want to email us every day of the week with questions or topics or just to talk, please do. Also, you can also message us on Facebook. We'll be definitely happy to answer you. You were the only one that really watched us live, and it was really appreciated. I mean, I know it was the middle of the day. St. Vincent's in a different time zone, so it is what it is. But thanks, guys. This does it for us this week. Join us. We're going to record on Saturday, most likely upload it on Sunday evening. So, watch out for that. But again, thank you. Watch for us this week, starting tomorrow. We love you guys.
Peace out.